Something weird happened to this resume, and it could happen to yours too if you're not careful. Welcome to Resume Reviews. Let's take a look at the good, the bad, and in this case, the weird of this real resume. As a hiring professional, it was my job for many years to read resumes and sort the good from the bad, and I've seen a lot of each. Unfortunately, this resume has a little bit of both, plus something odd we'll talk about at the end that I don't see too often. Have you spotted it yet? First, the good. This document is organized and easy to follow. It includes a little bit of color to stand out from the crowd, and the bullet points are actually fairly well written. By this, I mean they describe accomplishments, challenges that have been overcome, certifications, and use numbers to tell a stronger story about who this candidate is, not just the duties of the job she was hired for. Next, the bad. I really don't recommend including a photo on your resume. This candidate's photo wasn't unprofessional or anything, which I have seen on other resumes. I just redacted it here to protect her privacy. I know it's common in other countries to include a headshot, but it's not normal in the US. Even if the person looking at your resume doesn't harbor biases against any protected classes you may or may not be a part of, it's still a minefield. Your resume can get tossed because you aren't good looking enough, or it can be set aside out of jealousy if you're too good looking. People are human and do irrational things. It would just be sad to not get an interview and never know that it was because you looked a little like the manager's ex-boyfriend. Or worse, you definitely do not want to get a job just because someone finds you attractive. That never ends well. Best to let someone fall in love with your experience and capabilities first. The other big thing that could have been done better in this resume is proofreading. While there aren't many glaring errors, this resume still includes one of the most notorious punctuation problems seen way too often. Space, comma, space, I'm looking at you. This tells me that the candidate didn't take the time to review the final version or have a trusted peer or mentor look it over. If she had, she would have also caught the weird thing that happened to this document that is really off-putting. Somewhere between whatever program or website she used to create the document and the final PDF, something glitched and glitched hard. At first glance, and zoomed out enough, you can't really put your finger on it. But the more you look at this resume, you can see that the text looks like it's been melted. Now, I come from the document and imaging industry, and most likely it was something in the conversion and PDF creation process that created this monster. It's like the original resume was abducted by aliens, dissected, and recreated as a poor imitation that looks worse and worse the closer you get to it. I've seen a lot of programs and websites torpedo good candidates' resumes, and when this happens, it can really put off a reviewer. Remember, it is the candidate's responsibility to ensure the quality of their work. So please, do a thorough final check on your resume before submitting it. And if you are a hiring manager, remember that a candidate's resume is the very best work of this type that you can expect out of them. That's it for this one. If you found this helpful or entertaining, hit the like button. If you have any resume tips or ideas, drop them in the comments. And finally, be sure to subscribe for more resume reviews.